Today I'm going to go outside and paint, in the wind, in the cold, with my new friends from Craft Geek. Hey guys, I hope you're keeping well wherever you are in the world. Today I'll be painting outside using my new portable easel, and I've been after a portable easel now for quite some time, and I'm going to be taking this out and giving it a go. I won't be staying outside too long today because it's windy and it's cold, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet actually. Perhaps I'll go to the mountain, perhaps not, perhaps to the roof, I don't know. But I'm really excited to give this a go, and let's get on with the video. Okay, so I'm outside on the roof and it's about 6 degrees, it's windy and the sun is changing a lot. I want to see how this withstands the conditions here. So open it up like this, unlocks. Okay. Tighten. As I said, it's very windy out here today. Excuse the noise. And let's see if it works. Looks pretty good. So the Craft Geek easel stand is available on Blick online and offline, one of the oldest and largest art materials suppliers in the United States. You can experience its portability and innovation in the local store, which will definitely amaze you. So, painting outside, it's been a while. Here's the reference photo, but obviously with the conditions that I was facing, it was changing, so I had to kind of improvise and work fast. So this is the actual composition. Main focus on the mountain. Well, I'd say the sky actually, with a little bit of a focus on the mountain. Here I'm using Gamblin solvent-free gel, titanium white, cadmium yellow light, cadmium red, cerulean blue, and ultramarine blue. These are water mixed oil paints. And I could have used terps actually, or mineral spirits, but I didn't bother in the end. Just got a jar of water there just to keep the brushes clean, and I'm going to be using a palette knife shortly. It took me about 15 minutes. I just wanted to get outside and try out this new easel and just sort of see what I can do really in 15 minutes. As I said, that picture reference photo that you see on the left, I've probably changed about 14 times already, but it's fine. Not creating realism, not painting exactly what I see. I'm just getting an idea and having something that's really abstract and loose, and just enjoying being outside. Sometimes when you're stuck in your studio all the time painting, you know, it's great. I know I love my studio at home, but it's just nice to get outside, and I'm gonna explore a little bit more around the area, I think, soon. So here I'm using these ivory flats from Rosemary & Co, size 8, and just blocking in the simple blue colours really, and that was a mix of cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, and titanium white, and I just put in a little bit of cadmium red in that mix there just to sort of purplize it, if that's even a word, purplize it slightly. And I'm just beginning by yeah, just being really loose. That oil pencil sketch, it took like 4 seconds, as you saw, just to sort of a basic map out. I didn't want to sketch out all the clouds and that because they were moving so fast, and it was really challenging. Just getting a few different basic colours. I'm not even using brown or burnt sienna in this piece. It's all fairly cool. And just playing with brush strokes really, a little bit of that medium, just helping me to helping the paint to kind of flow a little bit more. But yeah, I'm not really used to holding my my wooden palette and painting. I'm not really used to plein air painting at all. It's been such a long time, and but yeah, it was really nice, really cold and windy. Here I just got my palette knife now, and I've tried to warm up the mix a little bit of that cadmium yellow. Paint is much thicker here. I'm really going for that crazy mad mix of thick paint, thin paint, blend in some areas, not blend in areas, and if you can get that warm kind of mix in your painting, that sort of complementary color to purple, which is yellow, and it just kind of keeps the painting a bit more harmonious, and it's sort of interesting to look at, really. So this is a 12 by 12 inch wood panel, fairly big to what I'm compared to what I'm sort of used to working on in the studio. But yeah, just outside for 15 minutes painting and just observing the landscape, always looking at what I'm painting. Obviously the mounting didn't move, but it did sort of change in color and tone. Dark to light, it was quite tough, but I mean, I'm quite a fast painter anyway, and it was a lot of fun adjusting color mixes, and not getting so stressed out. I mean, this is just fun. I mean, to be honest, I thought I was going to get a bit stressed out and it's going to be a bit tough, but no, I'm out there for 20 minutes, 15 minutes painting, just enjoying the elements, and just something different. And that's I think it's a size 6 flat brush. I used a few brushes here. Just softening now, because I used a clean brush just to soften some areas. And what it does, it sort of like thins, I mean, it pushes the paint more into the surface and it thins it, and it keeps it a little bit more thinner. And I can work thicker paint on top of that, because I do work pretty thick when it comes to the palette knife, which you'll see shortly. Yeah, I'm keeping the paintbrush kind of clean as well, and just a bit of blending a little bit with my finger. But yeah, that reference photo, I don't even know why I put that reference photo there. I mean, it's just totally changed. It's changed about 40 times since, but just gives you an idea of. It didn't even look like that, the painting. It's totally different, but it's okay. Yeah, I like these brush strokes that kind of show as well. And with these flat brushes, I can really sort of show off the brush marks with these brushes. And you don't have to blend everything out when it comes to oil painting, but having that balance of brush strokes, blending, soft edges, subtle edges, it does make for an interesting piece. So I got that the original brush out there, and it was in the water, and I just dried it, um, and just sort of tying in some areas really. Nothing too complicated. I'm keeping it very simple. I'm not going to get stressed out up there. The only thing that was stressing me out was the wind, but I had kind of paper towels blowing everywhere. I had my painting box which kept closing on me. Um, it was a bit stressful, but nothing too bad. So, palette knife now, wiping it as well, blending a little bit there, I think, and yeah, picking up I think some warm paint in a second, and I can kind of mush that in, but make it is thicker, and it sort of sits nicely on top of that cool color. A really basic color palette as well. It's like a few colors only. I didn't even use burnt sienna. Um, yeah, very simple. And just um, using the edge of the palette knife now just to scrape in a little bit and kind of interfere with that purple paint that's already down there. That was a lot of fun. I probably could have done the whole thing with the palette knife, but I just like using brushes first, then palette knife, then alternating. I prefer using paintbrushes and brushes, and I just picked up a small brush and just kind of blending in a little bit. I'll be jumping into the mountain now, but yeah, using both tools is a plus for me, um, and my finger, of course. Okay, so just indicating now, there's a bit of distant mounting there. Tonally, it's not accurate as to the reference photo, but that's kind of what I saw for like 40 seconds. So very cool mix. I think it was just ultramarine blue and burnt, sorry, ultramarine blue and cadmium yellow on top of that kind of sky mix. So I'm mixing within mixes here, just to keep it a little bit more harmonious. And I added a bit of cerulean blue onto this part because it was even more cooler. So in general, what's sort of furthest away tends to become cooler. And I'll be getting out my palette knife in a minute because this is just a quick sketch and to play with edges and tonal values and things like that, and just observing the what's going on, which is changes and shifts in temperature very often up there due to the winds and the clouds moving. I think I'm going to get my palette knife out in a second, but yeah, just indicating a little bit more tonal value, tonal range. Here's where the fun begins now. So dark green. I think I had some red in that. I can't quite see now, but yeah, I'm sort of keeping the mixes really simple, and I'm mixing within the mixes just to keep the because I keep it more sort of harmonious, because I noticed that in the mountain there was a lot of like kind of like mirrored the sky. It was really weird, like it was very cool. But yeah, I'm not, you know, if under better weather conditions, but I sit out there more and sort of slow down probably. But I still like painting quite fast. But and because this mountain, okay, it's in the distance, but it's sort of closer than the actual sky. I'm using a lot of thick paint here, and I'm just adding a bit of yellow in for interest. So I'm just playing with my greens there, using a lot of paint, and just lightly grazing some lighter, sort of cooler tones on top. Not to blend everything in, because I want some of that dark to show. And wiping the palette knife as well. It's quite difficult to wipe the palette knife when you're holding the palette, so I have to keep sort of ducking down and putting the palette down and standing back up. It was quite a good workout actually. And I'm just grazing in a little bit and blending. It's all about the pressure and the palette knife and the application of paint, and try not to get carried away with that. So I'm just scraped that bit off things. So I think it was a bit too light, and I wanted to blend it a little bit with the kind of dark tone that was already there on the mountain. And then just playing with edges now. Just want to soften out some edges and keeping some hard edges active. Scratching away a little bit just to reveal some highlights with the palette knife. And yeah, what a blast. It was I'm fairly happy with the painting. It's not bad for 15 minutes. I think it was about 12 minutes. Standing back a little bit, but just blending a little bit there and grazing and scratching. And yeah, I love this palette knife. This is my medium-sized palette knife. It was an ideal size for the actual size of the surface, and just softening a few areas out now with my size 2 ivory flat. Okay, that was really difficult, but so much fun. Clouds were coming and going. The scene was changing every sort of 10 seconds, but had a blast. Used the palette knife. You want something that's very obviously sturdy when you're using the palette knife, and it's still really windy. So let's dismantle this and go back inside. Right, so it clips up. You can hear that wind. Ooh. Locks into place. Ooh. Amazing. Really happy. And closes. Look at that. Amazing. Okay, so it was a great painting session up there. I did use quite a small panel when I was painting, a 12 by 12 inch. However, this easel does accommodate larger canvases. So by pulling down these clips, you can grab something that's bigger. And by pulling this up, this clip here, that sort of locks the surface into place so it won't kind of fall off the easel, so very practical indeed. So the easel itself does have a hook on the back, so you can hang bags with your art materials inside, or your lunch, or whatever you want. This is very practical indeed, especially if you're going to be walking up a mountain painting and you're going to be out for some time. Also, the easel can accommodate accessories that can sort of fit into this little fitting here, whether that's a light, or if you're filming, you can sort of attach your phone to this. Also, the actual easel can act as a tabletop easel. So in my studio, I have an easel, which I work from, but also sometimes I want a sort of second easel that goes on my desk. That can also actually put my palette on as well. It's very practical because it is so adjustable, and that will sit nicely on the desk next to my other easel. In general, I'm really happy with this. You saw how windy it was upstairs, and the fact that this easel and the conditions up there is really sturdy, and it is really important to have something that doesn't sort of wobble and move when you're painting. The fact that you can close it within like 10 seconds becomes an absolute lifesaver, especially when you're traveling. You don't want to walk up a mountain with this giant easel. You want to sort of be able to close it, and this does exactly that. And also, it's going to be nice to have a second easel in my studio that would sort of sit on my desk. So I'm actually really happy with this, generally really happy. It comes in a few different colors as well. I like this wood and oak one. So yeah, I think it's time to go upstairs and say my final thoughts. That was awesome. Incredibly windy out there. Conditions were pretty difficult. I didn't want to stay out there for too long today, to be honest. About 15 minutes it took me to do the actual painting. Probably about an hour with all the preparation, but had a blast out there. This is amazing. Really chuffed with it. To be honest, I don't go out plein air painting enough, hence why I wanted to get a plein air portable easel. And it came at the right time. It does do the job out there, and especially with those conditions where it was windy. Because I was working on a fairly small sort of surface, 12 by 12, I did have to stick down a little bit of blue tack right here, just to keep it from not falling off, because it was incredibly windy out there, and I just wanted to be a little bit extra careful. But yeah, in general, I'm really happy with this. I'm going to leave a link in the description below where you can purchase one of these. It's an affiliate link, so I do earn a small commission for each purchase that is made through that link. Now, I only endorse products that I care about and that I'm going to use, and this is for sure one of them. So thank you ever so much for your support, and I'm going to see you in the next video.